Deirdre Wiley and Kathy Young dance in this year's great new Castle Capers. The show is in the Fresno High Auditorium, Thursday and Friday, December 18th and 19th. You can get tickets from forensic students or at the door.
Here with Mr. Joe Bullington of the Fresno City Schools, and the subject is year-round schools. Mr. Bullington, could you give us the advantages that year-round schools would give the Fresno area?
Yes, if I can confine my remarks to just the Bullard High area and the plan of Concept 6 that we're talking about would allow us to use the building, not only the high school level but junior highs and elementaries, at approximately an additional 50% capacity without the high
This is the
cost
Concept
of
6
it.
program.
Yes.
And how would that relate to other programs as far as percentage totals and the efficiency of those?
Okay, we are more interested in the Concept 6 program in this area because of its high building gain, such as 50% more students, while the other plans like 45, 15, and some others really are only allowing us to add 20 to 25% more students. And that's really not enough to handle the predicted overcrowdedness of this general area.
Would the student be able to choose his own vacation in the year-round school program?
Good question. At first, when we started this in elementary, all youngsters had their choice. So the parents had the choice for the youngsters. But as the program continues, in order to keep some balance, so we have 2/3 of the student body at the school at one time, new people moving in will probably find their choice of tracks will be mandated.
Well, teachers have to teach year-round when year-round schools come to Fresno?
Yeah, year-round school plans were not devised so that teachers could teach longer. Theoretically, teachers still will work 180 days out of the year, and students will only attend 176 days out of the year.
I see. And vacations will be molded around their own preferences.
Yes, I think the teacher in this case would probably have more choice of vacation time than the students. Yes.
I see. As far as cost of the new year-round schools, air conditioning would be one, I imagine.
Yes. One of the ways to alleviate the imminent overcrowding of Bullard High School would be to build a new high school for $6 to $8 million several miles away in this general area. The year-round school program here at Bullard High School would run us about $500,000 in air conditioning costs.
So you see the year-round school program is actually a save of money to the school district?
Well, a temporary short range, say 5 to 8 year savings, yes.
Could you explain some of the possible disadvantages there might be to year-round schools?
Well, naturally the biggest is the altering of lifestyles from the traditional summer vacation, which at first is quite a trauma for many people. Non-compatible vacations that we're experiencing right now with primary children or elementary children on Concept 6, while their older high school brothers and sisters not on it. These are problems we're facing right now.
That's right now. Say 5 years from now, would Bullard area and the elementary schools there, all levels of education, would they be on year-round school?
Well, of course, this would be ideal to try to eliminate the disadvantages, yes.
I'm Brian Arax, and this has been Mr. Joe Bullington.
Hi, Gary Tolliday for KBUL, talking to one of the seldomly heard from parts of football, the defensive end. I have with me Bullard's defensive end, Kurt Wiedenhofer. Kurt, exactly what does a defensive end do?
Well, basically, if the ball carrier comes to my side, my job is to stop him. But each week, we go against different teams with different offenses, and I have different responsibilities. Like option team, I'd have the quarterback, and like basically, if the ball comes around my end and the quarterback keeps it, I got to get him, otherwise I'm in trouble.
You play defensive end, and is that, would you rather play on the offense, which is obviously the more glamorous of the two sides?
Personally, I'd rather play on the defense because there's not really that many glamorous positions on the offense. It's the guy who runs the ball or the quarterback or the split end or the tight end. They usually make the touchdowns and they get all the glory. But defense, each player has a chance to make the tackle, and to me that's just as important as anything else.
Kurt, it's obvious you're in fine shape. What did you use to go through training?
Well, on the field, the coaches work us really hard. They have everything planned out really well, and we do a lot of running and a lot of calisthenics and agility. And on my off season, I do some weightlifting and running on my own.
Will the new collective bargaining law for teachers bring about a strike for Fresno? A strike by Fresno teachers. What effect would it have? Is there a need for a strike? We are here today with Robert St. Germain, FTA Executive Assistant, in an attempt to answer these questions. Mr. St. Germain, is there a need for a strike?
Well, there's obviously a need for a strike in the collective bargaining process. That is where teachers are bargaining with the school board, because that brings about a balance of power between the school board and teachers. The power of the teachers would be the possibility of a strike. However, with the new Collective Bargaining Act, the school district and teachers have a real opportunity here, if both parties will take a positive approach, I think, to avoid the possibility of a strike.
Is there a possibility of a strike in the near future?
Well, that's always difficult to say until we have an opportunity to identify the issues and then examine the behavior of the school district in bargaining in the future. It's going to be difficult to say at this time, yes, in fact, there's good potential for a strike. We hope that will not happen.
What do the teachers really want?
We're currently in the process of making that assessment. We have a survey out to all our teachers, and until we have that returned and an opportunity to compile the results, we really don't know what they want in this year's round of bargaining.
How will the collective bargaining law affect strikes?
There's nothing new in the collective bargaining law to affect the strike. We take the position that teachers have a right to strike. I'm sure there are other views on that.
What will happen if teachers go on strike?
Well, traditionally here in Fresno, the school district has made preparation for someone to come in and what we call in a babysitting operation, someone just simply to keep order with students during a strike. And we think that's bad for students and the district because you don't have qualified, certified professionals teaching during that time period.
Is a strike by teachers legal?
It's our view that it is, and California has probably one of the most liberal laws on strikes by public employees. There's no firm prohibition for or against the strike, and therefore we assume that we have a right to do so.
The Fresno Bee in their editorials have been quoted as saying, "It's a disgrace when teachers go on strike." How do you feel about this?
I think it's really a disgrace when any employee group has to go on strike. Because that's indicative of the fact that someone hasn't been treated fairly. Teachers generally are very reasonable people regarding negotiations, and it takes an awful lot to provoke teachers or any employee group really to make that personal sacrifice of going out on strike. they lose salary, they find it difficult to make mortgage payments and everything else. So it's a great sacrifice when workers go on strike.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Jermaine. This has been Kim Garcia for KBUL TV.
Hi, Bunny. Hi, Bunny. I understand you're the first girl drum major at Bullard. Why haven't girls done this in the past?
Well, it's been primarily a guy's job, involving leadership and things like that. And the world has just thought that guys were more equipped to be a leader.
Well, when did you first become interested in being a drum major?
In my sophomore year, I was in band, and I became interested in it.
Why?
Because I watched the drum major then, and it just seemed like it would be really fun.
Uh-huh. Well, what kind of training did you have to have for this position?
I had to try out first, and to try out, Rob, the drum major, when I was a sophomore, instructed me in the maneuvers and things like that. And then I went to camp at Santa Barbara and had classes, and I competed also.
I see. Well, after all that hard work, how did the band react to your leading them, being a girl?
At first, they were kind of apprehensive of how I would do and what the problems would be, but the problems smoothed out soon after the year began.
I see. Are there any other girls in the area who are drum majors?
Yes, at San Joaquin Memorial.
Well, then, what do you think is the future for girls who are interested in doing this sort of thing?
It's about the same as the guy. There's really not too much you can do out of high school besides going on to college. It looks good. I think there's more girls coming up being drum majors, especially down around LA.
I see. Well, Bunny, with you leading the Bullard band this year, how have they been doing in competition?
I think we've done real well. We've won in almost every competition we've been in, and we've also been asked to go to Tacoma, Washington, and appear as the honor band there for the whole United States. So I think we've done real well.
That's really an honor. One more question, Bunny. What is it like for you when you're out on the field controlling the whole band?
It's really exciting. I like being in the leadership position, and I like getting to know the kids. And it's just been really rewarding. I've grown a lot from it.
Well, thank you, Bunny. Keep up the good work, and good luck to you in Tacoma.
Thank you.
This is Lori Eichmann for KBUL.
Miss Barrett.
Yes, Mr. McCabe?
How dare you?
How dare I what?
Let him out of the room unescorted.
He had to go.
Unescorted.
Bullard High presents Up the Down Staircase, a dramatic play about a new teacher, portrayed by Diane Thorson, who has troubles coping with the present-day educational system. Mr. McCabe, played by David Blumberg, is an administration assistant who tries to keep an order in the high school and goes about it with blazing determination.
I believed him.
This is neither the time nor the place to explain to you the gravity of your position. You had explicit instructions. You disobeyed them. When Ferrone finishes, put his paper aside.
He didn't cheat.
They don't need your coddling. They need discipline. We have to punish them. Punish them for every infraction. Because if we don't, they'll get it later from a cop or a judge. Ever been in a juvenile court? Sure, we've got to win their respect. But there's just one way. Strict enforcement.
The play will be put on at Wadani Junior High School Auditorium, 1127 East Escalon, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, December 4th, 5th, and 6th at 8 o'clock p.m. Tickets will be on sale at $1.50 pre-sale and $2 at the door.